I did not have a listening relationship with that program, the lounge program. But if I did, I would most certainly have someone advise me not to share that with the public, meaning you.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Well, hi, everybody.
Hey there, hi there.
I'm Bob.
I'm Rob.
I'm in Atlanta. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. That's wrong.
I'm in Las Vegas.
And I'm in Atlanta.
And they couldn't hear it, unfortunately, because the applause is still going. There we go. So, obviously, they're very excited because it's been a couple of weeks since we've been able to do the show. Because last week we had we attended a surprise party.
Not we, Bob and I.
No,
Bob
me and Latbat.
Latbat, the lovely and talented booth announcer Tracy.
And so I just got to tell you.
Yeah.
So you know how I am generally with, well, maybe you don't. I don't know. I'm basically an introverted person.
Are you talking to the listening audience?
Rob Scott. Rob
I
Scott.
pretty much know how you enjoy or don't enjoy.
Okay, so
well said.
We knew we weren't going to know anybody because it was for a couple who we've recently met through like a work thing with. We just haven't networked with their people. We just don't know their friends. Okay. Well, this was a surprise party for Stacy, his wife, or Steve, and they apparently know everybody. And
never met a stranger.
A large percentage
who know no strangers. They just don't know strangers.
A large percent of those people were there. This surprise party was the biggest one I've ever been to by far. Like there were, I think they said 106 people. It felt like way more to me, crammed in this, and there's a lot of space, and you'd have to house all these people hiding and trying to. There's the whole countdown. They're coming, right? 10 minutes.
So, they're doing the whole shtick, the whole surprise jump out from behind the couch thing.
Yeah, we're there a half hour early.
I just thought it was because you barely snuck in the word surprise, so I didn't know.
Oh no. Yeah, no, it was a big deal. And this guy, oh my God, what this guy went through to pull this off was monumental. I won't get into it here, but it was monumental.
You can get into it if you want.
No. He shared some of the. He did a little speech during it to talk about how it almost went wrong and the stuff that went wrong, trying to keep it from his wife, and there were a couple of times when it looked like just dead on he was cheating. It was a nasty. It was all in fun and everything was fine. But boy, oh boy, to pull this off. But yeah, it's like 10 minutes. Okay, so now everybody starts to kind of quiet down, but then that lasts a couple of minutes, and then now it's managing the rumble, right? And then they say 4 minutes. So this 4 minutes. Okay, now 10 minutes later, 4 minutes. Sorry, they had to do. Okay, so just trying to, but. It did work out where once they were in the garage, and I mean, people were crammed, like they're going to come into a garage with a hallway. They're going to go down the hallway a second. Like they're going to see there's something going out in the big room, but until they walk in, she's not going to know. So we get quiet. They walk in, and everybody's got their cameras. It's ridiculous.
Of course they do.
And but there is video of the vantage point of her coming in, and so it's a two-phase deal. First, she realizes, there's something. Maybe she sees balloons or whatever. That's all she sees. Maybe there's a little thing. But when she walks in and sees all those people, the look was it was incredible. The processing, the immense amount of processing as she sees friends and family who had to fly and had no idea. So it was in terms of surprise party and packing a wallop and all that, is most definitely the best one, and certainly elaborate and very, very nice. So
It had gravitas, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It fulfilled all his
Yeah.
expectations when he was putting this thing together.
But yeah, 106 people we didn't know.
Okay.
Now Tracy, she's one animal. I'm a totally different. I'm not a, hey, that looks like an
No.
interesting person, I'm going to go talk to them. That is the opposite of who I am. And she is pretty much that. But she was having back issues too, a little bit. So she wasn't in for the long haul. She would have been for sure. But she was dealing with, just sort of pain management with her back and just standing and standing and standing because there were so many people. It was standing room only. To get a place to sit was like you waited.
It was standing room only.
It was.
Sounds like, we got there late, so we didn't get a good seat at the bar.
It was kind of that. I mean, we weren't late, but we were later than a lot of people. We walked in there and it was already bigger than any party I've ever thrown. And then there were still people coming in.
Speaking of which, do you know what this exact weekend would be? Speaking of parties that you and I
Hey,
have
Dean.
attended.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dean's here. I just noticed that. It would have been one of the Barbara parties. This Saturday tonight would have been, because this is MLK weekend.
That was, she always had those?
Yeah, because we got an extra day. We would all get so, ripped up on Saturday. Then Sunday you felt like crap, but you had Monday.
It's funny you should bring because before the show, Rob was playing this piano music that was from a collection called 1940s Piano, and we were commenting on, wow, it'd be really great to be able to go to a party and sit and just play like that. And whenever that reference is made to me, I go immediately to the party he's talking about right now, because she had a piano, right? And we had
a very nice piano.
And we had to do our stupid heart and soul shtick.
Yes, we did. And the trio would sing, and you would sing with us as well. There was live entertainment. It was like an episode of Dick Van Dyke. It was where Buddy and Sally would entertain in Bob and Laura's living room.
Right.
It was that kind of a party.
Right, but the timing is a little crazy because, that's the association I make, and you're saying that would have been this weekend or tonight or whatever.
Oh, I see where you're going, that it's kind of fortuitous or interesting that we brought up both at the same time. Yes, we did. You and I did do the heart and soul thing, and thank gosh that Bob can play well, because then at least you dress it up. Otherwise, it's the same.
Oh, but I cringe.
I cringe. Come on.
I know what you mean, like I dressed it up. I went bring. It was no skill. It was like a thing, that, you can do that. Oh. And we did that at your wedding.
Yep, and I have video evidence of that. We have video evidence of that. In fact, I found the old wedding video. Actually, I didn't find it. Kim sent it to me when Samantha was getting ready to get married.
It's the Aloha Lounge.
Pardon?
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So right, heart and soul. We have it. You put I had a tux on, for goodness sake.
I know.
And then at the very end, you say, "But I'm no Peg Shepherd," is what you said in the video, because that was the actual piano player that we had hired for the reception, and her business card was on the piano. And everyone's going, "Oh, you guys did a great job. Way to go. Woo." And then you picked up her card and go, "But I'm no Peg Shepherd." And then whoever put the video together, that was the edit. It went to the next scene. Probably the 2 cents, one of the many 2 cents. Give your 2 cents, because we had all those people.
So then,
you and Kirk.
How old were we?
You can do the math. It was 93, October of 93.
No, that's terrible. How old were you? It's easier to do the math.
32. I was 32.
And you're 100 years older than me, so I was minus.
Right, you were minus 68.
We have got a crowd tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we got a lot of folks.
It is, again, speaking of standing room only.
Yeah. We're here because, as you said at the outset of the lounge, when we opened this lounge tonight, that we haven't been here since the New Year's show.
Right. Oh, no. No.
Bob likes the trombone player.
I liked it in the last episode.
In the last episode, we're not a cereal,
aren't we?
Will Bob managed to get
we're
out
crunchy
of that,
and we float in milk.
Yeah.
So, but
anyway,
here's
we do have a big crowd. Sammy's here too, and Tracy's here. Excellent.
But I have this.
What?
I won't be able to do the show next week either.
What?
What?
Check your contract, mister. Check your contract.
Oh, if that was real, that would suck so bad. I don't know why that. I don't even know why I even went there for a second.
Yeah, you went to a bad place.
Yeah. So no, we're having an in-home retreat next week, a brain
There will
rewiring
be
thing.
212 people there.
No, there will be people I can count on one hand there. Actually, two hands. But yeah, so we're doing a thing for 2.5 days, and so I'll be being that guy next week. So.
Yeah, you never did actually finish. I probably interrupted, which is so like me. But did you actually assimilate to the party? You met a few nice people. You didn't just do the Bob thing where you go.
I totally did the Bob thing. I hung out with Tracy. I talked to one other guy who was kind of standing at the table where we were standing while we listened to Steve's speech, and Tracy said, "Then you realize
he works there. He's a busboy."
No. But Tracy said, "Okay, before we leave, we have to at least say hello to this guy because he was standing at our table the whole time." And so we talked to him for a little bit, and then his wife or whatever came out, and then some other person, and then there was that moment where this conversation's over, and we ran into him one more time at the bathroom, and then we were out of there.
And then you said to him, "Hey, did you go pro with that belly button thing?" And he goes, "No,
it was an insurance." Yeah.
Was he? I'm sure he was a nice guy.
So I sure as heck fire remember you.
Right, I sure as heck fire remember Phil. No, his name was Ned Ryerson. Which, by the way, by the time you're done doing all your social stuff, it'll be our Groundhog Day lounge show.
Dean, you're Joel Bowering me right now with the love, absolutely adore, reconnecting with you. Although it would be such a amazing twist if I found out that somehow he got that from you.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
No, I'm talking to Dean right now. Oh, not ready with the temperature, but I'm going to guess it's somewhere around. No, I'm going to tell you exactly 50 degrees. God, I was going to guess that. I should have just done it. I could have gone with my gut. What do you say, Robert? Henderson with light rain for the next hour. A little change in pace. And as usual, hold on.
There we go. Bob's doing.
Well, when I kick into that voice, she comes over and wants to crawl on my lap. So a little. Lucy. She needs a jingle too. You know.
She needs a jingle? I don't have a jingle for her, I don't think.
No, we need something for when she makes an appearance. You know, like the Meow Mix theme would be good. You know, meow 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 meow.
Wait, even too cliche for us, and that's saying something.
Okay, then what's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 or maybe just the whoa, whoa, whoa. That's just the drop. And it's so obnoxious. I hate it so much. I really don't like that song. Yeah, I really don't like.
There you go. That's what that bit would be. That's a slide whistle bit. I found some slide whistle for us. I thought that'd be necessary.
We should just have a real one if we were real broadcasters.
Yeah, but we're not. Yeah. And then this one, whatever that is, it was like a baseball card on the spokes of a bike, except all encapsulated in a little. So Lucy's doing well. Again, we talked about this before with your cat. That apparently female tabbies are rare, and that's why she's so awesome, because you have a rare breed of cat there. No pun intended.
And she's also having a real... Still 50 degrees in Henderson. How about out there?
Clear and 34 in Atlanta.
Clear and 34. Yeah, she's having a really lovey day today. Like, she doesn't normally, I'll get one or two of these a day, but she's like been really, really super affectionate today.
Yeah, but that's because you rub your whole neck with bacon.
So, whatever the technique.
Whatever works.
Whatever I have to do to feel special.
Well, I'm glad. So you got another big soiree next Saturday, so we'll all be able to take this one off. You can watch a best of. Skippy will put that together for us, I'm sure. Put a best of.
He always does such a great job with those. He used to be such a slacker, but now he's really, really just blowing my mind.
Got a new cup. I don't know if you can.
One that won't make me sick. One that won't make me wreck my car. Make me feel 3 feet thick. Got a new mug.
Would you stop that? That's kind of... I want to set this down, but I just want you to... Isn't that kind of clever? I think it's kind of clever.
Hello, darkness. My old friend.
My old friend.
I've come to sip from you again.
Yes, that's something that happened at work the other day. I was telling this story about... So I'm shopping for coffee mugs online, and my buddy Brett goes, "That is a sentence I will never utter as long as I'm on the planet. I was shopping for coffee mugs online." That's how fun it is to be with these wacky 30-year-olds at work. I said, never's a long time, dude.
It
There
sure
may be,
is.
there may come a moment in
Talk
your,
to me when you turn 50. The things
isn't
you'll
that
suddenly,
the truth?
yeah.
And speaking of online things, my sister told me today, because you get your glasses from a professional, do you not? The glasses you're wearing right now are professionally. You go to an eye doctor who prescribes
These
them.
are prescription as opposed to readers, yes, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, so these are readers. These are cheaters. And I was talking to my sister about that. And cheaters now. I don't know when the last time you bought them at the Walmart or
Luckily, a few years now.
at the grocery store, whatever. But they're now up to about $22-23 a pair. Right. Look at your eyes. But my sister goes, oh, well, that's ridiculously not bright. She didn't use those words. She goes, go online, Amazon, you can get 5 pair for $15. I haven't checked it yet, but I'm sure that's there.
Yeah.
And readers, I'm just going to restock. Although this year, because I already had to do a doctor thing this year, my deductible is covered. So for the remainder of the year. So I'm doing everything. Eye doctor being one of them. I think I'm going to go actually like you did. I think of you. That makes me think of you sometimes. I go, I'm just going to go to a real eye doctor like Bob did. He has nice looking glasses. They're not cheaters. He wears them all the time.
I highly recommend it. I mean, it really, but somebody, I think it was Sammy or said, you can go to the dollar store, not the Dollar Tree, and get readers for less than $22 for sure.
Oh, well, I have a dollar store or a Dollar General or one of the stores that have dollar in the title right by my house, right next to the Goodwill. Speaking of the Goodwill, I was going to bring this up. Something is occurring in my life that rarely has happened before, and I was just going to run it by you and see if it's not that special. I'm throwing out clothes, but they have nostalgia. They have sentimental value, and yet I don't wear them. Well, no, they don't really bring joy. They just take up room in the closet, and you don't wear. A couple of them are old, like shirts that my dad had that I would wear from time to time after he. And not to be morbid, right? But it's dad's, and it's kind of.
Sure.
And now I look up there and I go, 7 years. The shirt's been sitting in the closet for 7 years, never been worn, and probably have to be dusted. And so I'm tossing these things out.
Yeah.
And it's an odd feeling.
Well,
to throw.
I just went through.
Oh, you just did that. Who am I talking
in this
to?
huge way with my dad, who he's passed since we did the last show, I think.
Yes,
I think that happened Monday after the last show, just to put a bow on that. But yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it today because I was going through part of the process, obviously. And we may have talked about this before. I don't think we did. But going through all of his stuff. Like papers and just stuff and learning things like a whole aspects of his life that I had no idea.
You got some inside baseball there, when you had to start handling his estate and so forth. A little inside baseball.
Yeah. And I think it's this ongoing process, of dealing with the fact that he is gone and all that. But yeah, Tracy pointed out he had a box of readers too, just like me. It's crazy how much we were alike. To have not, I didn't grow up with him, you know what I mean? But genetically, we're so parallel that, interests and things and all kinds of stuff. And then it's also interesting to see like paths where I diverted. And said, well, I didn't go down that way, and he did, and I'm glad I went my way, which I think is how it should be, right? We learn, we hopefully do a little better than the one before us, maybe.
That's
like I certainly hope Max, as a son, makes. Not that I made a series of bad decisions, but you just want you hope that they enjoy it more, whatever.
Yeah, no. What do you mean? Whatever. That's it. That's the whole thing. You want your kids to take the good from. I always say that all the time at work or wherever, not just work, but I say all the good things about me that you may like are a credit to Ralph and Viv, and all the crummy, crappy, awful things about me. That's me. I figured that out all on my own. That's always the phrase I use. And so, yes, you want your children hopefully to take a few of the good pieces of fruit off the tree and let the bad fruit just rot there. Samantha, who's obviously a P1 on the show here, has a lot of the attributes. She's outgoing, like me. She likes to tell, be social. Stephen is more of a listener, but when he does say something, it's way more clever than his old man could have ever come up with. He's just quick. He sent me a picture.
Is it more clever or is it just different?
Okay, I'll go with different.
Because he's a different era of humor too. you know.
Yeah, but when he was, changing species, there are certain things about Steven that just
It's
you
just
go, "Where did
different,
that
though.
come-"
It's just different.
Yes, right.
Because
Oh,
you
no,
you can turn your phrase in your way, and he'll do his way, and and that is the way of things.
and
Yours, I
that's the
think,
way.
yours is very similar to Ralph's, maybe more similar to Ralph's
Yeah.
than Stevens is to yours.
Yeah.
But that speaks to the exponential evolution of society today in just about every area, doesn't it?
Wow, that was a heck of a statement, Bob.
Weekend special,
Yep,
Henderson,
I've done it.
50.
I did it the first time.
50 degrees in Henderson, Nevada. Light rain
be
for the
right
next
back.
hour.
Let's go
And
to
we
traffic.
will, we'll be right back. Oh,
I
we
bought
need
a new-
traffic.
Yeah, we do need traffic. We need that. I'll tell you what. There's something I scribbled down today. I bought an electric toothbrush. I know there's a boring story, but I bought an
Are you
electric. Kidding
boring?
you? Yeah. Are you boring? It is boring, but I get a kick out of it because when I was a kid, my mom got us an electric toothbrush. It had different color brush attachments for each child in the house, the same base.
Yes, 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 and yes.
And they were color coded, and all this is flashing into my brain, and I'm going, it's been 40 years, since but because the rest of my life, just a toothbrush. And then I said, I'm going to buy one of these fancy ones again. And now, of course, they oscillate. They're
They got the sound sonic cowabunga from across the room. It disintegrates all the bad. That's okay. So talk about something popping up after 40 years, although it's not. It could be. No. It's close. It's close. It's between 35 and 40 years. So a name popped out of my past into my head for some reason. Oh, I know what it was.
Yeah.
I will tell you the sequence of events in a second. But, I always talk about your friends and their remarkable names. Like, they're very memorable names. This guy, I think this guy has a name that it's not Midwestern like that. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But Roger Manus. Manus. That
and
begs
Rogers,
remember.
too. I can count Rogers on one hand in my whole life.
Now, right.
How many Rogers?
I don't think I've known one since. Oh,
but
Dodger,
if it was
Roger Dodger, I knew him. But Roger Manus was a sports / news guy at the radio station I worked at during in college. It was not a college radio station.
Okay.
But it was the radio station. And and here's why I thought of him.
Whatever, Bob.
Because the thing about him that I remember is that he was obsessed with Elvis and doing Elvis impersonations. Like he'd kick up that lip and do that all the time, comedically, right?
Okay.
So he didn't take himself seriously. But he did it a lot.
It was a bit, but
I think it was probably the Lisa Marie being in the news, Elvis just floating in the air and landed with Roger Manus. So Roger, if you're out there, drop me a line, say hello. Let's hear you do some Elvis. Are you playing something? Because I can't hear it.
You can't hear this?
No. I can't hear it.
I can't hear that. Well, isn't that a drag?
No. Does that mean I can't hear any of your stuff? Wait, didn't you play? You played 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
I've been playing all kinds of stuff, right? I mean,
Well, he whopped me on the
I
back
hear that.
and he says, buddy, have a drink.
Well, for whatever reason, the web feed was not feeding webbage to you, but it was an Elvis tune in Hawaii. I thought it had perfect. It was perfect.
I'm not a fan, though. I don't like his voice.
Well, no, I didn't play it because I thought you would enjoy it. I played it because it was topical.
Oh. Was it tropical?
Roger Manus?
Roger Manus.
Manus. See, if his last
He
name
worked
was
with Jim Powell, Brent Johnson, who I've told you about many times.
I like that name. That's a good name. He's a school coach. Like, he's a coach of the junior high basketball team.
He was Zapley.
Yeah.
Who else? So Roger Manus, Jim Powell, Mike Salmon.
Mike Salmon.
Mm-hmm. That's another.
Wow.
And he's still out there. I saw several years ago Facebook run-ins. He looks exactly the same. And
here's speaking of those things too. So I'm on a part of a group text, which sometimes is enjoyable, and I mean sometimes it's enjoyable. A lot of times it ding, and then everyone tries to be more clever, which I go, really? Okay. But it's the old group from college, and you have to read them because there's every now and then there's a gem. There's a pearl in there every time. But the point is, I'll read them and I'll think, you haven't changed 50 years. You're the
50
same
years.
guy. Yes. Well, is it 50? 18 years old? What am I? 50? 40 years, 40 years, whatever, 35 years. The point is, Joe Van de Hey is still telling fart jokes. And I'm going, you might as well still be 19. You haven't evolved at all. You just think a fart is still funny. And which is, yeah. Lift the leg. Look at that.
And truly, Joe Van de Hey. I mean, and seriously, so
That's a good name.
when Vandelay Industries, right, with Seinfeld came around, and that was, and it was it just hit, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not even real. This guy's name was seriously
Joe Van de Hey.
I mean,
who would eat a shot glass as a bit. He would crunch it and actually chew the glass and swallow it down, and I saw it with my own eyes.
You knew a couple of animals for sure.
Yeah, they were a different breed of cat, that's for sure. And when he would crunch, Bear was something. Larry Lager, boys and girls at home.
How about that name? Come on.
Yeah,
I think you couldn't.
And his family on the bar.
I need some characters. I need some characters with alliteration for my fantasy that I'm writing.
Yeah. So then that's what you're going to want. You're going to want.
And he's a lumberjack, right? Okay, I get it.
No, they owned a bar, and it was called the Lucky Lager.
Lager.
Lager, Lager, and Larry Lager, and all his brothers ran it. And I remember driving there one time. It was in Wisconsin Rapids, and the nickname for Wisconsin Rapids is Whiskey Rapids, for those in the know.
Sure.
It is not that it's any different from any other small town in the state of Wisconsin where people just drink like they're not going to make any booze or beer tomorrow every day. And we went to the bar. Larry says, there's a pool tournament. My brothers are throwing at the family bar. Do you guys want to go? We can road trip. Sure. Why not? Here's free drinks because his family owns a bar. And we called him Lair Bear sometimes. So that's where Bear came from.
Okay.
Bear. He was 5'0". He was maybe 5'1", and he was about 100 pounds. And he was the 98-pound wrestling champ in the state of Wisconsin. So the smallest weight class, he was state champ in wrestling. So what he could do from a physics point of view, like he backed down from no one. 6'4", 6'5", coming at him. He's a little stocky, 5 foot nothing. And he would put his arm under the guy's groin and just lift, and the guy would tumble and plop right to the ground. It was awesome to watch. Larry do all this wrestling stuff, and he was a badass. Anyway, we go to the bar and to shoot this pool tournament, and we go downstairs below the bar, and there's a whole dwelling. He and his brother, well, he not anymore because he was in school, but his brothers just lived down there. It looked like a bad dorm room. It stunk like, there's odd remnants of shed carpet thrown around his throw rugs and a couch. And anyhow, his one brother, Larry always used to say, I forget his brother's name, but, let's just say, Bill's addicted to pot. And we'd all go, you can't be addicted to marijuana. And he goes, well, Bill is. And he's got the best dope. And so Bill had this pot that was gold. It was gold color. We had heard about gold in songs and in lore, but you'd never had seen gold pot. And we brought some back to school with us. And there was like
now,
a
kids,
Wednesday.
You should go on to bed now. It's getting past your bedtime. That's all. That's the end of the show. Good night. Credits. And now, okay, so, everybody off to sleep? All right.
Off to sleep, and because Santa won't come. And so all of a sudden one day someone goes, where's Hi-Fi? We called Kenny Apple Hi-Fi. Where's Hi-Fi? And I went to Hi-Fi's room, and he was laying on his bunk bed in his dorm room, just like a corpse with no motion. And a Doobie Brothers album was playing on the stereo. I remember that. And I go, Hi-Fi, whatever. It's 3 p.m. You haven't gone to class. You haven't done this. You haven't done that. And all he said was, Bear's dope is out of hand.
And with those words, I am the hell out of here. I had enough of this foolishness. Thanks for nothing. They never paid me.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.
You look, when you
the ship.
Are you employed, Mr. Lebowski?
Employed?